Thank you, Ceann Corda. Taoiseach, we know there continues to be an almost total vacuum on regulation of online campaigning. We know concerns have been heightened in this area by recent revelations on high-profile campaigns in recent weeks. You are aware of my bill I introduced last year, the Online Advertising and Social Media Transparency Bill, and indeed I wrote to you on it this week, and I know my party leader raised it with you a number of times over the last weeks as well. This bill passed second stage vote last December, and last night the Communications Committee considered the bill and agreed to prioritise its passage, or at least its scrutiny, including extra meetings as required. I also note that Mr Martin Fraser, Secretary-General of your department, highlighted the bill in his report last night, indicating the very real issues which it raised and the need for regulation in this area. Taoiseach, as you yourself said yesterday on another bill, report and committee stage are the very place for amendments to be tabled, for scrutiny to occur and for discussions to take place. Taoiseach, I am asking you, in light of the very real need for this regulation, this legislation to be enacted, to be at least considered, will you withdraw your government's opposition to the bill and engage constructively with myself and colleagues on the Communications Committee to advance that legislation in a constructive fashion?
Thank you, Minister for Justice.
As the Deputy will be aware, with the Data Protection Bill, in fact, I hope to advance matters through committee stage in the Shannon later on today. But as Deputy Lawless was reminded last week, this whole issue involves a number of government departments, and there is an interdepartmental working group under the chairmanship of my colleague, the Minister for Communications, Minister Naughton. I would be happy to ensure that the points raised by Deputy Lawless, and given his commitment on this issue, that we could incorporate some of his views into that working group and come back to the Dáil with a workable and positive report. But I look at matters from within the confines of my own department, being the Department of Justice. I have to acknowledge, and I would urge members to acknowledge that this is an area that requires a whole-of-government approach. That's what we're doing under the chairmanship of the Minister for Communications.